have to mute.
Sorry. I thought you were muting me.
Rochelle,
Susie,
my
where
goodness.
have you been?
Wait, are we on?
I hope so.
It said it was doing it.
Can anybody out there tell us if we're on?
I don't know where I'm supposed to see it.
It should say recording. Anybody out there in TV land, let us know.
Yeah, but where are we going to see it?
That's a good question.
Hi, I practiced.
Practice makes perfect.
No, we're here.
I hear you. I hear Lila.
Well, hi. Hi, Beth. You're supposed to turn off your camera, but you're here. There you go. Nope. Are you on or are you off?
She's here.
There you go. Hi, Rochelle. How are you?
Good, are we on?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I'm gonna find out. Hold on. Hold, please.
Okay. Trying to see how I can get myself not looking like I'm in a haze. Maybe that's better. Yeah.
Well, it says we're live. So, we're live. I have no idea.
All right, we are live.
Okay, hold on.
I'm gonna find out. Hold on.
Hold on. Nope. Okay. We're on. We're live. Yes.
Yes.
Hi, Rochelle.
Susie, how are you?
You know, I'm doing all right.
I know.
I'm grateful for every new day. I'm grateful to our audience here at the Jewish Voice. I'm grateful for their patience and their love and their love for me. So it's all good. I'm
All
so
good stuff.
grateful to be back and
Yes.
starting a new season 5.
And what a way to start it.
And what a way to start it. Would you? Hey, wait. How are you? How's the baby?
My grandchild is beautiful, and God willing, there's another one on the way. God willing.
Thank God. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Me too.
All right. So listen, would you like to introduce our guest?
I'd be honored. Okay. She's so fantastic, and I want her to have as much time as she can, so I'm going to talk at tremendously high speed. No, I'm not going to do that. But so her name is Beth Schaefer. Most of you in the music world, in fact, all of you should know her. She's an incredible performer and composer and human being of contemporary Jewish music for over 2 decades. Her songs are spiritual, anthemic, and social justice driven. Her styles from classical to folk rock to Middle Eastern. Whether as a featured performer at national gatherings or leading an intimate service, Beth has an amazing way with people. You can find that she has spiritual soundtracks throughout her life in all kinds of different ways. As a leading composer of liturgical Jewish music, Beth concentrates on transforming thousands of years of old liturgy into a gender-neutral, expansive, and inclusive in its language. Well, that's a nice thing to hear today. Her music has brought her first place in all kinds of competitions. She played for President Obama. Woohoo! She's produced the Union for Reform Judaism show, 100 Years in Reform Judaism, 2013. She's unbelievable. We went to the University of Miami, probably not exactly at the same time, but we're both Canes girls. She's an unbelievably great guitarist. What an artist in jazz and folk. I mean, she runs the whole gamut. I even got a chance in a brief moment in my life to teach her. Brief. But I'm so excited, Susie. I want to bring her on. The one and only, the only one, Beth Schaefer.
Woo!
Oh my goodness gracious! What a
Woo!
thank
Believe
God
me,
there's only one.
I didn't even cover it all.
Go Canes. That's a
Go
nice.
Canes.
It's
Nice to have
nice.
it. Hi, Beth.
Hello, Susan. Hello,
How are
Rochelle.
you?
Hi,
I'm
Beth.
well. Thank you for inviting me on to your show. I loved your theme song.
Thank you. That's Eve Nelson.
Uh, not surprised. Say hi
Beth,
to Eve for me.
I will. Beth, before we even start asking you questions, I've always felt the best way to know a performer or an artist is through their music. So would you start us off with something to set the mood?
Sure.
Okay.
When I was thinking about what songs to do tonight, and it's nice that in the bio you said, over 2 decades, but it's at this point I think we're approaching 3 decades, and so I have plenty of songs I could reach back to and play, but some of the things that I've written of in the last 5 or 6 years speak to, unfortunately, where we are now. And so I'm going to concentrate on those songs, and to speak to this idea of how are we using our prayer language? How are we, or do we have permission to adapt our prayer language to include and expand our gender expressions in our language? So I just released a couple of weeks ago a version of Lo Alecha. So Lo Alecha comes from Pirkei Avot, and the text says, "It is not your duty to complete the work, nor are you free to desist from it." And in Hebrew, it would be Lo Alecha amlecha ligmor, velo ata ben chorin lebatel mimena. And so ben chorin would be the expression of being free, and literally means like son of freedom. And so why not expand that to also be bat chorin and bnei chorin? So this is a call and response, which completely doesn't work in this setting, but I'll make faces where you would normally respond if we were all in the same room, and then you'll understand the song. It's very, very easy. Lo alecha, that's even too low for me. Hang on, let's do that. Lo alecha hamlacha ligmor. Lo alecha hamlacha ligmor. Velo ata ben chorin, velo at בת chorin, velo atem bnei chorin, והיבטל ממנה לא אליך המלאכה ליפול. לא עליך המלאכה ליפול. ולא אתה בן חורים, ולא את בת חורים, ולא אתם בני חורים, והיבטל ממנה.
So fantastic. I mean, You know, when you can sing a song right after hearing it, you know you've got a great song. And I'm singing it.
Thank
Beth,
you.
it's wonderful. Is that piece available? Is it published?
It is. It's everything. Everything that I'll do tonight is at bethschaefer.com. You can download any of
Perfect.
the
Perfect.
music.
I got to buy that one tonight. That's great. And I'm studying guitar, so I might be able to play a couple of those chords.
Ooh, yeah. There were all the Jewish chords were in there.
They
You'll
sure
be
were. They sure were.
fine.
All right. Susie,
Yes.
do you want to say anything?
Oh, hi. Um, so, Beth, would you like? Oh, we have other guests in the other room, two dogs. Would you tell us about yourself, like, your upbringing and your what led you to where you are today in your Jewish music world?
Goodness gracious. Well, this is an hour show, right? Well, first of all, Susan, it's good to see you again. And I know I've seen you since, but my deepest condolences.
Thank you.
Michael, I'm glad I could say I knew Michael, and he was a Menchie guy, and certainly a Michael-sized hole in the world.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So just continued healing for you this year.
Thank you. He enjoyed your company also.
So I've always had a guitar in my hands since I'm 5 years old. I've been playing, and I did some song leading in high school, and I grew up in New Jersey. I grew up in a Reform congregation, and both my rabbi and my cantor said, each one said, we would like you to consider being a rabbi, and the other one said, we'd like you to consider being a cantor. And I said, I think you're both nuts. And I said, I want to write music for film. And so I did go to the University of Miami. It's the Frost School of Music now. People say, did you go to Frost? I'm like, nah, I'm pre-Frost. It was just regular old,
As long as you're not defrost.
yeah, I'm not defrost, but pre-frost. But I did go to the University of Miami School of Music and studied theory and composition, as did I think Rochelle. You were theory also, right?
Yes.
And I did for a little while write some music in that area. I worked at a recording school called Full Sail Center for the Recording Arts after college, and did some recording there, and ran a computer lab there, and got to work in those big studios and had a lot of fun, and wrote music for what was then the CD-ROM era of corporate expression. So I was doing sound design and writing music for companies, CD-ROM kind of things, and eventually, though, I made my way back to Jewish music, to Judaism in general. I realized I hated all my clients. They didn't make me happy, and making music made me happy. And so I got back into making Jewish music, and ended up with a pulpit job, and started doing some recording and some writing of Jewish music now, not just secular music, and I'm on my third pulpit now. I spent 4 years at a 700 family congregation in Orlando, and then I spent 14 years at a tiny 100 family congregation, also in Orlando, and but now I've been in Atlanta for 10 years, serving Temple Sinai here in Atlanta. And the whole stretch of it, I've been fortunate enough to be able to write and tour the music that I've written over the years, and I feel like I've written in lots of different styles, and actually more than ever, my styles have really broadened. I don't like to pigeonhole
Yes.
into one style.
Right.
I'm loving exploring different expressions of music. Not all guitar driven anymore.
So Beth, a few things. First of all, so your first, your first, your inspiration into Jewish music was in synagogue or in camp life as a child? Jewish camp life?
Not I did go to a Jewish camp, but that's not where my love for Jewish music came from. It came from synagogue life and being was a tangentially involved in Nifty or Jifty when I'm a Jersey girl.
Right.
But no, it was my synagogue that got me into Jewish music.
That's beautiful. Can can you could you play for us what you would think would be one of the most favorite of the pieces that you wrote that you've liked throughout your career so far? Something you're really proud of that you've written. I mean, I know there's hundreds of them, but
I'm gonna play a video of something new. It's
okay,
the thing I'm one of the things I'm most proud of.
great.
I'm happy to juxtapose that with something old, which I am also proud of.
Okay,
But so, in the spirit of wanting to be expansive in our language, I I got a little chutzpah a year ago and decided that I wanted to offer something in place of Avinu Malkeinu. I, this will be my 28th year singing High Holy Days, and every year Avinu Malkeinu has just gotten harder and harder for me.
explain the words to our
Yeah, I
listeners.
was totally going to do that, and I'm speaking in this case of the Janowski setting of Avinu Malkeinu. Avinu Malkeinu, Shma Koleinu, that one.
Yes, our
And
Father, our King.
Our Father, our King. And that's just not the expression of God that works for me. I find it very alienating. And we've made so many adjustments in so many areas of our Siddur, of our Machzor, of the language that we use, and yet Avinu Malkeinu has remained unchallenged, untouched, and somehow sacrosanct.
Yeah,
And
I agree.
and I just was like, okay, if I'm gonna offer something different, it really has to be able to occupy that space that the Janowski occupies if anyone's going to take me seriously. And so I'm going to play you a little demo of it. Believe it or not, so I played this for my friend Beth Stiles, my crappy little piano and voice demo to her. And she called me and she goes, "You have to let me arrange this."
Wow.
And I'm like,
Okay.
"What do you mean?" And she goes, "No, I have to be. You have to." She goes, "This is a thing. This is a piece that's stand the test of time. Can I be a part of it?" And you know what? If you don't know Beth Stiles, she's really a
Wow.
fantastic, fantastic musician. So I gave it to her, and I said, "Okay, I'll let you have it." And the
She
text,
has been our guest, and
yeah.
we'll have
So
her again. We promise.
good. The text is all of it is the same, except for the words Avinu Malkeinu. I replaced with Makor Chaim, source of life. It's expansive, it's inclusive, and it allows everyone in the room to feel like the God that we're praying to is a reflection of them. And so I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to try and do this very gracefully.
Okay.
Okay. So let me know if if you can hear this. Nope, that is not it. Hang on. Sorry, I said gracefully, and then that's not what happened.
You know, the technology changes by the second around here, and
That's right. That is true. All right, let's see if we can do it. Try that. Nope. Don't like that.
You're worth waiting for.
Let me try one more thing.
you shared your sound, and
I did. I did. I'm so sorry. I don't mean to waste
That's
any
all
more
right. I've heard it. It's beautiful.
nope, it's all good.
There's been such a lead up now. Now I feel like I
I know it.
got to deliver. All right, I'm going to try one more time. No, it doesn't like that. All right, let's put that on hold for a second.
Did you turn that high fidelity off?
I did. So let's put that aside. Trying to think of why it worked before and doesn't work now. Let's see, share. Just humor me for one more second.
Sure.
Don't. We don't need that one. Any sound? Any sound?
Yes, but it's very muffled.
Yeah, because it's coming through my mic. Okay. All right. Let's leave that alone for a second, and if I can figure out how to bring
Okay.
it back, we can
Just
do that.
give you a medley of email
But I-
volcanoes.
Well, the whole point is to not.
I
Is
got
is it on YouTube?
It is on YouTube, and I'm gonna put a link in the chat right now.
Okay.
maybe
Stop
Susan
the
can
share. You're sharing, so stop your share.
Yep.
Susie, maybe you can get it on.
Pray for me.
I'd be praying.
I'll let you try it. And in the meanwhile, I will play something that I'm proud of.
Good. Sounds wonderful.
I'm pretty reliable live. So this was commissioned by the URJ after 9/11, and it's a song I'm proud of musically and lyrically, and I know it's been played lots of times by lots of different people, but to me it is at the intersection of living as an American Jewish person, and that we should always try to repair the world through freedom's eyes, which is just is the bedrock of Jewish, this foundation of Jewish thinking and living, is that we are to protect everyone's freedoms because we know what it was like to not be free. Delivered on shore, still with sand in our shoes. Homeward bound, survivors in the spirit with nothing to lose. We have found a land of life, children of freedom, sing that freedom must always ring. Children of freedom. eyes. We went back on Sinai to the roots of our tree. We went back on Philly and the branches we see are fruited olives, they yield apple pie. A harvest of peace and on tables of pride. La 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 la. That freedom must always ring. Children of freedom, rise, repairing the world through freedom's eyes.
Beautiful. Ah,
Thank you.
I've sung that many times. It's gorgeous.
Thank you.
One of my absolute favorite songs in the whole world. I think it's the guitar riff at the beginning that really like brings me in. I'm like, oh yes,
Thanks.
love it, love it, love it. You know, by the way, it works, and we'll do that in a second. The
Oh, okay,
the
good.
link you sent me.
Good.
Once again, wish me luck. So Beth, you mentioned that you always had a guitar in your hand since you're like 5 years old. Any other instruments you play?
Not well. I'm equal parts crappy bassist and crappy pianist.
Oh yeah, I have heard you play the bass. No, you do a great job on that.
Who put the guitar in your hands at 5?
So I always wanted a guitar. My grandmother bought me like a toy, like a plastic guitar, and I dragged that thing around with me always. And I kept asking for them, and she would get me little toys. And then I had a babysitter who played guitar, who brought her guitar over and left it at my house. And I learned 4 chords when I was 4 years old, and begged my parents for a guitar. And it was a
Wow.
long and steady campaign, but they finally took me seriously. And so I'm just going to move my camera for 1 second. So I have a bunch of guitars, but
Nice.
if you could see the far ones,
yeah.
the silver one far back there
Uh-huh.
is the one I've had the longest. I bought that with bat mitzvah money. And that Stratocaster has been my go-to electric guitar for live and recording for 44 years. We've been through a lot together, that guitar and me.
Beth, how did the family know how musical you were, or did they not know until you continued to pursue guitar?
I think that's how they knew. I mean, I'm adopted, and if I tell you that my family, there's no music there.
Did you ever find out about your birth family?
I did. I met my birth father this year.
Wow.
And
And musically?
yeah, we sang together, and it was not a dry eye. It was pretty
Wow.
awesome.
By the way, Susie, excuse me to interrupt, but my kids are telling me that the only
I
way...
know they're on.
Okay.
They're on with me also.
Got it. I'm glad. All right.
Yep. We're gonna totally figure it all out.
Yeah, the link is working, but the Facebook's not.
No, it's not on Facebook.
Oh, that's right.
It's on
On
YouTube.
YouTube.
But I guess they don't know how to find it on YouTube.
I put the link in there. It's all I know how to do. We'll
All right,
figure it out.
we'll-
Don't worry.
We'll work on it and give a lot of... That's right, because everybody's going to go back and listen to Beth anyways.
Exactly. So Beth, You don't even think about it. I have a big dog next to me who wants to come and say hi. So you're playing the guitar, and you studied jazz and
I started out classical, studied classical guitar, and then I mean, it was the '70s. I wanted to play rock, and
Was it classical at UM or before?
it was classical when I was 6 years old. I had a Portuguese
Wow.
teacher who taught me classical and flamenco, and
wow.
Fantastic. So you got a lot of your technique.
that's how I started. I started on a nylon string, and then went to, then I wanted to play rock and roll like everybody else, and so
Didn't we all?
did that. And then in high school, I really got interested in jazz
You
and
sure
played
did.
jazz bands and stuff like that. Yeah.
Nice. And do you, d- so did you have a, not necessarily your song leader, but we have many friends in this business, and you aspire to be like somebody, or it's like,
Well, I did have a song leader the song leader who was my song leader when I was a kid, who I eventually matriculated up into her spot when she graduated high school. But I totally wanted to be like her. She was awesome. Julie Feinman was a great high school song leader. I really looked up to her. I thought it was cool what she did, and song leaders got lots of had lots of street cred, and it was just a great combination of get to play guitar, which I loved, and I love Judaism, so it was a wonderful way. So I totally wanted to be like her, and then as I started to do this professionally, of course there are a million people I looked up to. I looked up to Debbie,
Of course.
Peace, who blazed the trail for all of us. Julie Silver, one of my closest friends, has always set an example for me of what this work, what the impact can be, and to not take it for granted. That every song, and not just the song, but how you present the song, and whether it's yours or someone else's, really affects people. And so it's a sacred. It is a.
It's a calling.
It's a calling, but I think I never want to minimize how impactful something that seems so ordinary could be, because you never know what the person who's the listener is, what headspace they're in at that moment. They might be going through something. We don't know what their needs are, but they're there and they're present, and you're gifting them something. And so to really be sensitive to who those people are, and realize that not to just shoot from the hip, but to take the opportunity really seriously.
Yes. Another song.
you want me to try that video?
Yeah, I would love it.
Oh,
All right, let's
okay,
try it.
great.
Thank you for working
Wish
on
me
that.
luck.
May the force be with you.
מקור החיים שמע קולנו, מקור החיים חטאנו לפניך, מקור החיים החיים חמול עלינו ואל עול עלינו לטפנו מקור החיים קלה דבר החרב ורעב מעלינו מקור החיים יקום צר ומאסתי מעלינו מקור החיים כתבנו בספר חיים טובים מקור החיים חדש עלינו שנה טובה שנה טובה מקור החיים שמע קולנו שמע קולנו שמע קולנו
You're on mute, Rochelle. Outstanding.
I'll tell you what I love the most. Being someone that was well trained and grew up in a very authentically Jewish home with grandmother and my mother and father and Yiddish and all. There's very few great Jewish writers out there today, in all in the pop world and anywhere, that really truly still capture that piece of Judaism that comes from the soul, and it's not something you can explain, but you've got it, and it just comes pouring out of your soul. It's a Jewish kite that cannot be taught. It's in you. You've heard it. It touched you, and it became a part of you. It's magnificent, Beth.
Thank you.
Really
Thank you.
gorgeous.
It
It
was
sounds so authentically traditional, and yet it's not. You know what I mean?
I do. This was my biggest. That was the aspiration, and I
right.
I can't offer it without saying that it was really inspired by my spiritual director, Rabbi Sue Levi Elwell, who's been my rabbi, who I talk to and learn from every month for the last 6 years, and she flew down for its premiere on Kol Nidre last year, and it meant everything to me to have her in the Kahal that night. It was a crazy yontif. It's like a million things went wrong, and yet I had a major vocal problem. My accompanist got COVID. My violinist had a heart transplant.
Oh, you're talking about the high holidays.
I mean, it was really like for the ages. Like a million things did not go well, and yet we pulled that off. And she really inspired me to go for it. And so thank you, Sue. I love you.
Did she write? Did she find the text or create the text?
The text is Route of the Machzor.
Okay.
I chose Makor HaChaim as my moniker of choice for God.
Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous.
Is it out in the universe? And
It is. I presented it at the ACC convention that year, and it debuted in over 50 congregations that year as well.
I remember.
I was going to say, what's the response? That's a good response.
The response has been lots of conversations, lots of ruffled feathers, lots of people have been forced to confront their feelings about Avinu Malkeinu, and I think that's the best possible outcome, is that we could just talk about it and say, when do we get to move the needle? When do we get to say this is old language, and we can do something more current and more inclusive.
But because so many, not even, well, my generation and then even further grew up with da 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 and all of those da 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 da. It's hard to what I think for right now. The best thing is just adding your beautiful piece in, rather than taking those out, because that's what creates the storm. Eventually, they fade, but that'll take a whole generation.
That's right. And I 100% agree with you. People are wedded to the music. They're not wedded to the words.
That's right.
But as someone who believes, big believer in second marriages, some music can't be remarried to new words. The music's got to change too.
For sure.
And so in that case, it wasn't that I could just plug new words into
And you
Janowski's
wouldn't have
melody.
wanted to. It wouldn't have worked if you did, because they would have said, "What happened to Avinu Malkeinu?"
Right. So the task, it was a tall task to try and write something to occupy that space. And I actually wrote three. The one that you heard is the third one.
Beautiful, beautiful.
So I really
But when I go visit people before the high holidays in the hospitals or in the nursing homes, they ask for Avinu Malkeinu.
yeah, I get
And
it.
that generation has to, fade out into the whole new world, and maybe some of these pieces just will always hold some sort of a special meaning, but we'll learn to educate people that this is the kind of wording we used to use, and now we've come to an age where we're completely open to everything and to accepting all people.
That's my hope.
Yeah,
At least
I know.
at the very least, to have the conversation and take it seriously.
Absolutely. Well,
Definitely.
so true. Is
Yep.
there anything? Is there anything else you'd like to share with us that is more new on your list?
I got what you shared. You want me to share that?
Yeah. So
Great, great.
every year at my shul at Temple Sinai, I tend to produce, I try to write at least one new piece of music and present it in some way. This year, I wrote a song called Ani Yisrael, that it was really a response to, and it was to be married with one of my rabbi's sermons. But, after October 7th, like every Jewish person felt the anguish of what was going on in Israel. And all I kept coming back to is that it's because each one of us is Israel. And so, in addition to writing and producing the song, I teamed up with a great collaborator of mine, Jacob Ross, to create a video. And so this was a sermon anthem for Rosh Hashanah this past year. I'm sitting in my studio now, and I've been able to create a lot of music in here. I'm proud of this one I did this past summer. So it's called Ani Yisrael.
All right. Here we go.
Dazzler. I am a sea marcher. I am a Sinai stander. I am Yisrael. I am a light bearer. I am a peacemaker. I am an action taker. I am Yisrael. Ani 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 Yisrael. I am a learner. I am a teacher. I am a faithful leader. I am Yisrael. I am a lover. I am a fighter. I am a justice chaser. I am Yisrael. Ani Yisrael. Ani Yisrael. Ani
Wow. Wow. Very powerful.
Yeah, it speaks a lot.
Thank you.
That says a lot out there, yeah.
You created that last summer or
This past summer I did it. Yep.
in Israel or
No, I'm right here.
here? Beautiful.
In the,
And it was shown on when? On the at Holy
it was a sermon anthem right after Rosh Hashanah sermon.
Man, so if I'd only known that all those years that I sang a sermon anthem, I could have shown a video. No, I'm only kidding. Would have to be a video with my creation in it. But I was never good enough to do that. I didn't know how to create videos. Did you do that tech work too?
I just produced the recording and I had the idea of what I wanted the video to be, but Jacob he's the magician.
Fantastic. Kudos to everyone.
Thank you.
Wow. Well, Susie, I don't know about you, but I don't really want to end with any other song than that unless you've got something up your sleeve, Beth. That you
Well,
want to
I don't know. Does Beth, do you have any? I mean, that was perfect and beautiful. But if there's something else that you would like to share, we'd love to hear.
Do you want it live or you want it as a video?
Live.
Live.
Love you live.
So in the spirit of again revisiting language, on October 12th, after October 7th, the Atlanta Jewish community got together. There was probably 5,000 or 6,000 people that gathered. This is one of those cities that has Kol Isha issues, and so although
What's
there
Kol
was
Isha?
so there is a there were a number of people who wanted me to sing that night, and they were told because I am a woman and because there were Orthodox representation at the event that we don't do that. Meanwhile, so there's no music at this thing where it's exactly what you need is music when everyone is together and sad and worried and wants to feel that sense of solidarity. Music is the thing. And so spontaneously from the crowd, a bunch of men, God bless them, break out into singing Am Yisrael Chai. And okay, fine. And if we're all doing it together and if the men are leading, it's okay. But I don't know, I was listening to this thing and I'm listening to the Am Yisrael Chai part. I get, and I'm like, Od Avinu Chai. I don't know. That's not really moving me, right? Am Yisrael Chai. The people of Israel live.
But Ora
Od Avinu Chai. Our Father lives. So that reference is from the Joseph story in the Torah, and it certainly makes sense in reference to that story. But in the sphere of talking about the spirit of the Jewish people, why do we really need that Od Avinu Chai line?
Right.
And so I texted with Rabbi Sue, and I'm like, Sue, if you were going to rewrite the second line of Israel Chai, what would you write? And she texted her wife, who was in her safe room in Tel Aviv, and said, what would you change the line to? What is the line at the moment? And so the words that came back were Oz Ruchenu Po. Our spirits are strong here.
Wow.
And so again, I know it's a little chutzpahdik to rewrite, but the older you get, the more chutzpah you get to. So,
That's true.
so I'm not making apologies anymore.
Nope.
So this version of Am Yisrael Chai, and I'm gonna put do you share links? Because there is a chat, there is a video of this, and what we did was I actually got the whole Jewish community together and we recorded it together live, and all the cantors in town participated in the recording as well.
Yes.
And we sent it as a musical love letter from Atlanta to Israel, and
For sure.
the consulate sent it out.
Yes, please send it. We'll put it on ours.
Yeah, after do it after. Afterwards, send me all the links. I'll figure out how to get it to all the people.
I will leave it to you. Very easy. Am Yisrael Chai. 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 Oz Ruchenu Po, Oz Ruchenu Po, Oz Ruchenu Po. Am Yisrael Chai. Oz Ruchenu Po, Oz Ruchenu Po, Oz Ruchenu Po. Am Yisrael Chai. 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 Oz Ruchenu Po, Oz Ruchenu Po, Oz Ruchenu Po. Am Yisrael Chai. Oz Ruchenu Po, Oz Ruchenu Po, Oz Ruchenu Po. Am Yisrael Chai.
Love it. Beautiful. Beautiful.
And I've seen the video, and
you.
It was brilliant.
Thank you.
Yeah, really
Please send it.
delicious.
I'd love to see it.
Yeah.
Wow. Beth, my memory of you, especially at biennials, is you were always in the back with the band. Um, and I used to think to myself, isn't that remarkable that really great musicians who are secure in who they are don't need to be out in front? And that's how I've always thought of you. When you really are solid and feel good about who you are as a human being, you don't have to be in front of the stage for people to know who you are. It's nice to be there. It's nice to be asked to be there. But if not, you're just as thrilled to be in the back making that band rock. And that's how you always have been to me. And I feel blessed to have you as my friend and colleague.
Oh, thank you. That's very sweet. I enjoy every opportunity to make music for our people in whatever capacity I can. I'm glad that there are lots of ways in which I can do that. I appreciate your mentorship as I came through, my earlier days, and you were such a lovely guiding light, and meeting Susan, and Susan is such you're such a powerhouse
Of joy.
of joy. It's true. It's a total love bomb with Susan.
She is.
And so, to be able to recall with a lot of fondness the many times that our lives have intersected musically and Jewishly is truly a blessing. So thanks for inviting me tonight.
Oh, and thank you. How beautiful. Bravo.
You are truly, truly, truly a blessing. Hey, my dog might be talking while I'm talking, but oh well.
She's just wishing her brother.
Shh, stop. Beth, so you have a new recording out? Something? Did is something anybody can get? Tell us where we can get your music and
Oh,
what's new,
all
what's
my
not new.
all my music is in all the places you get all the music. BethSchaefer.com has all the sheet music, and Lo Alecha is the one that just came out 2 weeks ago, and that's on all the streamy places.
Great.
And I'll just do a plug for for my side hustle, which is I have a completely different entity called the Beth Schaefer Project, where I am writing and producing electronic music, and I am just starting to get to the point where even that intersects with Judaism. So to be continued. I have
Wow.
a whole art experience that I hope I'll be able to debut this coming December.
Fantastic. Fantastic. We
That's
lost you.
totally awesome. Are you available to come out to congregations, visit communities?
I am. They still let me out a few times a
You
year.
ready for the page?
They let me out of Atlanta, and I do have a few residencies a year. So if anyone is interested in concert, workshop, services, all those things, it would be my honor to come and visit your community.
Thank you.
You will not be disappointed. I
No,
promise.
never.
Oh, no.
I promise. Well, Beth, sadly, it's time for us to say goodbye. Don't you go anywhere. You stay right there because we're going to take a little class photo at the
Oh,
end.
you're talking to me, not the dog. Okay.
Well,
The
that
dogs
too.
sometimes get in them too.
Maybe we'll have to bring in the pets also, but we're going to end our recording. We're going to say goodbye to our friends. We thank everybody for being with us and for joining us on our first show of our 5th season with the amazing, adorable, wonderful Beth Schaefer. We love you. And we will keep you posted. We're not going to be doing the show weekly. We're going to build it up, and we'll let you know who our next guest is soon. But stay tuned, and we'll figure out the YouTube, Facebook. I don't know. We're going to figure something out. But we are grateful that you were here with us today, Beth. Rochelle, as
Someone
always,
else was here with us too.
Yeah, exactly. All right, we have to play our outro music, so hold tight. I hope you were you able to hear it?
No. No.
Come on. Hold please. We did that. Now we do this. Come on. Ah. No. All right. I guess we're not doing it.
Aw. Sorry, Eve.
Well,
I don't think she cares.
I mean, I
She
know
wrote
how
it
to
a
do
while
it. It's
ago.
not working.
She wrote it a while ago.
Share the sound. One of these days, I'm going to understand the technology.
There it is. I hear it in the background,
Okay.
but not loud. There it is.
Well, look at that lovely picture.
Good for you.
I need an engineer or something. All right. Thanks everybody. We'll see you
mostly
next
very
time. Bye, Rochelle. Bye, Beth.
Bye, everybody. Bye,
Beth.
Susie. Bye, Beth.
Bye. Bye.
Don't play the piano.
Okay.
I put the last link in the chat to.
We've been watching your dog sleeping at the door because probably wanted to get out at some point.
Hey, Howard.
Howard gave up.
Aw. Okay, wait, hold on. Do that.
Howard, you want to be in a picture? You want to be in a picture with me?
Come on, Howard.
Howard, come.
God, Mom, I'm so old.
Stop using.
Oh, so sweet.
Boy.
How old is Howard?
Howard's. Howard's 2. He's kind
Only
of a
2 years
bumpus.
old? Oh.
Yeah, he's only been our dog for about 2.5 months. What do you
My
say,
gosh,
Howard?
you've got David's dog.
Howard, you want to be in a picture? Here. Okay.
You'll think that this was a show for the Humane Society. Oh.
This is Arnie.
All right, ready?
I can't do it all.
Oh.
We're gonna lose him. We're gonna lose him. What do you
There's
say?
Deli.
Ready? Can you do it, Susie?
Oh, I don't remember how to do this. Oh no, I didn't do it right.
Shift Command 3.
Uh-oh. What do I do?
Just get us.
Cancel. We'll just go like this.
Okay.
See, it's all new for me now. Okay.
No,
here
no,
we
no.
go.
Here, I'll do it. You want a screenshot?
Yes, please.
It's just, you just hit a couple things.
Shift. It's
I know,
Shift
but-
Command 3.
Shift Command 3.
You should hear a little clicky click. Hang on. I'll do it. I'll do it and send it to you. Just trying to clean up all the crap that's on my desktop.
I know. Get down. I know.
All right, hang on.
Let
This
this go.
over here. Put you over there. All right. Here we go. Ready?
Huh?
Say cheese.
Jeez.
Okay.
All right.
You want me to oops. You want me to put that in the chat for you?
No, email it to me because once we shut this down, I saved all your links in the other thing, and then I'll go back and
My friends are asking me how to watch. I'll say go to Temple Israel of Greater Miami.
No, not yet. I'll figure it out. They should have gone. They should have just clicked on the link that I sent. So I have no idea who watched and who didn't, but we'll figure it out.
I know. So what link should I give them?
But let me figure it out, and then I'll tell
All
you.
right.
We recorded it on the computer, and it was on YouTube. I saw it.
Okay.
So, why the people didn't get what I sent? I don't know.
Leah said, how come we couldn't do it the way we used to?
Tell Leah she could be my engineer and she could do anything she wants. Hey,
Yeah, how come we lost the idea of Facebook?
we didn't lose it. It's just not everybody's on Facebook, but everybody can get YouTube.
Got it.
So we figured we would do it on YouTube and then share it to Facebook.
Ah, I see what you're doing.
Right.
But then a lot of people aren't watching it live.
But they're going to learn to watch it live because that's how they do it.
Huh.
I know. But I don't know.
I don't know.
Beth,
Women,
we love
have
you.
a wonderful night. Susie, go take the doggy for a pee, and then we'll talk again.
You got it.
I thought it was wonderful.
I thought it was wonderful.
Me too. We really got to get a lot. It was really a lot about Beth, and that's what I wanted. I mean, beautiful.
It's all about Beth.
It's all about Beth.
Yep, tell that to my kids.
There you go.
Take care, Angel. Stay safe.
All right, we love you.
Love you too. Thanks,
Bye-bye.
guys.
Bye. Love.
Bye.
Bye.